Right, and what filmmakers need in a film festival is something that's devoted to them and their craft. And one of the pieces we're going after is technology this year. So Sunday at 2 o'clock, we're going to talk about digital file management. And that's a big issue because that starts right from when the camera starts rolling and you immediately get going. You got to have your plan, because if you don't have a plan, you're hosed. And when you have, and we're going to talk to a guy who's got 280 terabytes of footage to deal with, all right? That's more than most of us. But if we don't have a plan, even when we're dealing with 1 or 2 terabytes, we're in trouble. And the sooner you set that up from the beginning, you can have a workflow that you can exploit for stock footage or in your future projects.
So who's going to be at this workshop?
Well, I'm Skyping in Jeff Consiglio, who's been an editor, he's a producer, director, and he's edited 2 Academy recognized films. One was Academy Award-winning documentary, and one is an Academy-nominated documentary. In the last 3 years, he's had 2 films up for Academies, and he's going to talk to us about his workflow. And then I'm bringing in the production manager from the digital, a technical director for Sirens Entertainment, who was doing the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And they had 8 different projects going at once, and they had 280 terabytes of data to manage. And those are the folks, the kind of folks we're going to be talking with. And this is about the audience. So I'm really going to bring in the audience to have this conversation with these kind of folks. And we're going to tease out what people need. And this is oriented to filmmakers.
Okay, and tell the audience what you're bringing and who you are.
Well, I'm Bob Curtis Johnson, and the reason I'm interested in this is because I also make films, and I have done for 30 years, but I'm also in the film preservation field for the last 15. And one of the first lights that went on for me when I got into archives was, hey, if we get our act together on the front end, we're going to make more money because we can exploit an archive if we have a catalog, and if we can find that footage when somebody says they need something, we can sell it to them. And at the end of our careers, and we turn this stuff over to an archive, that archive is not going to have to reinvent the wheel and try to figure out what the heck they have when we hand them a bunch of hard drive. But it's just taking your mindset as a filmmaker and saying, what's going to happen in 50 years from now?
Thank you. And that's Sunday?
Sunday at 2 o'clock.
At the museum?
At the Anchorage Museum.